Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Is this the episode where we're finally going to figure it all out? I don't know, but every time I sit down to record, I have to entertain the possibility that it might be. Hello, welcome to episode 148 of our blind playthrough of Blue Prince. But before we get into the game today, it appears that there is an update on Steam. There's a new update on Steam. Oh wait, this isn't on Steam. This is on Discord. The True Path version 1.0 initial release. 2.0 fixed path doubling back on itself. Version 1.5. Wait, we're going backwards. 1.6, 2.5. Oh, good. Shout out to Roadrunner, a member of our Discord, lovely member of our Discord, who made this meme and posted it. And apparently spent a lot of time making my insane ramblings look like a official Steam set of updates coming from the game. This made me crack up when I saw it. No, welcome. We actually are going to talk about Discord here in just a second because in this episode, I asked some front seat questions of our lovely Discord community. Feel free to join down below at the link in the description. And they give me some answers, and I have not clicked on the answers yet, and so I'm excited to see what we learn, both from the game and also from the lovely people of Discord. So here's where we're at. In the last episode, as you saw from that Steam update, I tried to solve a hidden hue and find a quote-unquote true path. I don't know how I did that, but I didn't reach any massive success. And so I ended last episode sort of wondering what the next step for me was. And I wanted to get some solid ground underneath my feet on a couple things related to what we were doing and also a couple other unrelated things. So let me just tell you guys what I asked Discord, and then I can tell you what... Then we can see what they said. I said, I have 3 front seat questions. 1, the staff announcements mentioned that I am missing 1 upgrade disc. Could I get a gentle hint or 2 in the direction of the one that I am missing? So we're missing an upgrade disc, and I'm interested in tracking that down despite the fact that it's not at all related to what we've been doing. 2, between these 3 options, what should I be attempting to solve first? A hidden hue, these vying plans, or through lantern light? I'm really interested to see what the answer is here. I asked them not to give me hints overall, but just to point me in the direction of one of them, if possible. Because that's what I mean by solid ground. I want to know what I should stand on. And 3, yes or no, would revisiting the Erajan tomb letter be a good idea? I can't decide if that's still in play or if it's out of play. Is it a fair ball or a foul ball? I can't tell. I want some solid ground. So, minutes later... 36 minutes later, the group of Blue Prince people had apparently discussed and came up with answers, and I'm going to react to them right now. So, hints for the staff announcements, the missing upgrade disc. A hint or 3 in escalating order. Number 1, outer room. Okay? So, there's a missing upgrade disc that has something to do with an outer room. That does not immediately give me an idea. If I'm remembering correctly, and I guess I could just show you. If I'm remembering correctly, the staff announcements page says, hey, let me find it. Right here. Simon has found and used 15 upgrades, which would mean he has 1 left outstanding somewhere on the estate. Randolph says that. Kimberly says, here are 8 of them. And at the time, I was pretty sure I had found all 8 of them. It's possible I'm wrong, because tomb is an outer room. Okay, my understanding is that I probably have all 8 of these. The problem is it's been months since I last looked at that. And these also archives, so that's actually 9, and I think we have all of those. Here's the thing, though. When I see outer room, my instinct is you must put a different room inside of antechamber, or inside of the outer room slot for it to work. That is not what it says. It just says outer room. So let's click on number 2 and see what it says, and then we'll see if we can figure it out from there. Trading post. That is just an outer room. Okay, we'll immediately stop there because that is interesting. Trading post. Okay, that gives me a place to look. I do not... Okay. Interesting. We'll stop there. Full stop there. I'm not going to click on the third one just yet. Question number 2, hidden hue vying plans or through lantern light. My expectation is that the answer to this question will be hidden hue, but I'm very interested to find out if I'm incorrect. Fuck. Through lantern light. Do you want to know what's so interesting? Hey, Demi, I see what you did here. I see what you did here. Look at all these extra spaces on the outside of the message. If it had been a really short message that was spoilered, I'd have been like, it's definitely hidden hue because that's the shortest in terms of letters. Through lantern light is the longest. Like, it's a longer word, and so the spoiler bar would be longer. But instead, you added all these goddamn freaking spaces, and I was like, I don't know what this could say because it's not very short. Through lantern light is the thing to start with. Okay, good to know, good to know. Interesting. Yes or no, would revisiting the Arajan tomb letter be a good idea? My hypothesis here is... I don't know. I waver back and forth on this one. Let's find out. Okay. That actually makes me a little sad. That makes me a little sad. The answer is no. However, the reason that makes me a little sad is that I kind of just really enjoy looking at that letter. So, but it's helpful that the answer is no because that narrows the scope of what we can solve. That puts, or what we need to try and solve. That puts me on more firm ground. I'm on terra firma. Okay. That changes everything. So, here's what we know. There's an upgrade disk that I can chase down if I get the opportunity. I am writing down... I'm updating my note on my notebook to say missing upgrade disk, parentheses, trading post. I have an idea about that, but we'll get to it later. Starting with through lantern light is a slight surprise to me because my assumption was just that hidden hue was the second part to Tinted Rosevine, and this would be the key to then making sense of these. But in a way, this makes sense, because this is the thing that points you to lanterns. Hidden hue has lanterns, but it has colors, but this one points you to lanterns. Through lantern light in sketches cast, a tint of truth to find our path. I will note that there is an asterisk right here. I don't remember why, so maybe that's worth looking at. A hue of wisdom to turn us right, a shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light in shadows past, we seek what's left of the lies we cast. Cool. I still have no idea what that means. And then the final thing is that we should not go to the Arajan tomb letter for answers. Okay. Where do we begin with this sucker? I'm going to go ahead and delete Karerika, Iraja, and Vera. I don't think that part makes sense. One thing I kind of want to do is double check this word path. Oops. Shit. For some reason, I have an asterisk here. That's interesting. Oh, boy. Okay, so let me talk through what I'm going to ignore this down here for now. This is my, like, interpretation of this puzzle, of this rhyme. I'm going to ignore that for now and try to just take a new look at everything. Oh, my God. Zoom in. Thank you. Everything that we know, I'm going to try and take a new look at. If I were reading this for the first time, some things that would be interesting to me. Cast appears twice. In Sketch's cast of the lies we cast. That is a little weird because I've never really understood why. Here's a better way to phrase it. Okay. The end of these lines. So there's this thing that happens in poetry, in rhyming poetry in particular, that your brain does that you may or may not be conscious of, which is that, like, from a pure clarity sense, this is all a hypothesis, by the way. This is my hypothesis. If your brain doesn't work this way, that's great. I think we all do this. From a pure clarity sense, poetry sometimes gets a slight pass because of this requirement that you have to bend the end of the line. In rhyming poetry, which is not all of poetry, in fact, much of the best poetry is not rhyming. That's my hot take. All of the best poems that I love are not rhyming. We give a pass to poetry in terms of clarity sometimes because the end of the line has to bend to fit the shape, right? Cast here does not rhyme with anything. However, cast and cast here. This is really weird because there's really not that much rhyming. There's right and light. Path and cast is like a kind of slant rhyme. It's not even all that close. Is that why I have this one asterisked? Let's just get into the house. Is that why I have it asterisked? Because it's like, it would make more sense if that line said past. Through lantern light and sketches cast, a tint of truth to find our past. That would make more rhyming sense. Because then the end of every second line, depending on how you do it, would rhyme. What I was trying to say is this. In poetry, you give a little bit of extra wiggle room to the word at the end of the line in rhyming poetry, because you know that you sometimes give up, like, meaning clarity in order to get sound clarity. It's a trade-off. Your favorite limerick doesn't make sense if it doesn't have the form to it that you expect. And so you have to get the form even if you have to sacrifice something else. Now, the best poets don't sacrifice anything. They find the perfect word, and they are exacting in the word that they choose. All of that is a long-winded way of saying, a lot of the words that I am least confident in this entire rhyme, in this entire poem, are at the end of lines. Right is a direction and also a meaning. It is correct and it is also right. That part sketches me out a little bit. Cast shows up twice, and I understand what it means neither of the times. That's not entirely true. I understand what it means the first time. Kind of. Not really. I really don't. I really don't know what it means the second time either. Or the first time either. This one is the one that makes the most sense to find our path. In Shadows Past is also, like I have talked about in past episodes, is also confusing to me. In Shadows Past. Shadows that we have walked past. Shadows of the, temporal past. Shadows of some other variety of past. I don't know. But this is where we have to come up with an answer. Through lantern light is what we have to solve. One thing I have not talked about, but which is kind of interesting to think about, is this. I don't know that I've mentioned this. Is there a way to... We need to be very careful about how we do this. Let's get rid of the true path. Is there a way to, Like, rather than calling this rhyme the... I don't... My God, this game is so fucking hard to talk about. If you read the words left to right through Lantern Light and Sketches Cast, you get this, which is passes as a poem for sure. It passes as a riddle. It's got the form, as I've talked about a million times. Is there any way that we are meant to read it in a different order? That's the only other thing I can think. The first thought I'm having is follow purple or follow a different color and just see what happens inside of those rooms. The we hue of a of light doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. Orange gets a little interesting. Left light a through lantern light. I'm picking the rooms that the path passes through because I don't think it makes sense to pick the rooms that the path passes outside of, because when a path passes out... Try and say that 5 times fast. Because when this purple path passes outside of wisdom, it also passes outside of A. And then it gets to here, and this is a junction where it passes 4 things. And that gets too confusing. So purple and orange do not do anything, as far as I know. Red goes left... Sorry, yeah. Red goes left to through a light. That doesn't make sense. The reason I like this type of idea and the reason I'm entertaining it, when you might be like, Ryan, that's a fucking dumb idea to entertain. The reason I like this idea is that we do have... How do I describe this? If Through Lantern Light, as we have written it, is not a poem, but is instead a landscape of words that you can then pick a path throughout, here's what I like about that. The landscape, I think, would lend itself to this type of puzzle because it is a lot of... It's like a mixture of like... It's how do I phrase it? You would never do that with this type of thing. These vying plans. Vying is way too specific. QAM is way too specific. These words are all not that specific. And like I could jumble these words up, and I could come up with, if I were doing a like refrigerator magnet version of this, you could take the words in this poem and make a new poem that maybe makes more sense than the poem that I have been presented with. That's what I'm trying to say. You could say, turn right through a shade of rain, pass shadows. Like, you could just come up with some stuff, you know? Like, you could come up with a direction or something that would turn this into... And so I'm like, is there a way to read it in a different direction? I don't know. The other thing we should think about is, just while we're on this topic, is can you do the same thing with the letters? Like, purple path would be like L-E-F-O-S-N. As far as I know, that's not a word. Orange would be M-O-R... M-O-R-T-H-E. Mortha. Red would be M-P-T-Y. E? Yeah, that one's not a word. Okay. All right, well, let's throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one and just start over from scratch. Okay, I was saying that I wanted to go and check on path, because I think it really would kind of make the... I don't know, guys. Here's the problem. At this point, I've looked at this thing long enough that I'm not seeing the forest. I'm definitely seeing the trees. You know, I'm in the middle of a weird part of the forest, being like, that tree has two different. It like makes a Y split. That tree makes a 3 split. That tree does this. And I'm just looking at the weird things in front of me and not being able to zoom out and see the forest. It's true. So path is pretty far along the eastern flank. The eastern wing. We're going to get there, though. We're going to get there. I have faith. I should say this because I didn't say it earlier, and I should have said it earlier. Thank you to the Discord for your help. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being willing to take some time to come up with answers to my questions. Okay, I can't get through there, so I need to go here. I think we're looking right here. Conference room is the one that is apparently path. I literally may resolve this one real quick because I want to double check. I don't know why it said asterisk. I need yellow. Is that right? I need yellow? Yeah, I need yellow. Orange changes color. Okay, so oh boy, I have to resolve it because I'm not smart enough to have solved it the first time. This brings orange up. That gives us 4. I think we then use... That puts us pretty close. That also becomes yellow. Boom. Done. Okay, it's not that bad. Does this say path? It definitely just says path. Okay, I don't know why I had an asterisk there. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and get rid of these. And just, I want to exhaust this option. Would there be another way to go through these words to make them make sense? I'm sure there is. But what, like, let me find, like, almost like we're doing one of those word searches. I just want to say, like, if I started with the past, I can't, like, if in some way, shape, or form there was a way to make alternative versions of, or alternative meanings, alternative sentences, how would you do it? Would you need to start at the bottom? I don't know. Would you need to read backwards? Sketches in light, lantern through truth, of tint a cast. Doesn't make sense to me. You start from the bottom, of past through rain, us hue. Doesn't make sense. I think we would need to be like, I mean, my first thought was follow a path, a different path. But, I just want to look for a second and see if anything jumps out at me. Nothing's jumping out of me. Through lantern light and sketches cast. Through lantern light, meaning either going through lanterns to get to the next thing, or meaning utilizing lantern light, is my understanding. Utilizing lantern light or passing through lantern light. In sketches cast. What does cast mean as a word? Cast definition. I'm going to literally look it up because I don't understand that I'm... let's go Merriam-Webster and not AI. To cause to move or send forth by throwing. Cast a line. To put forth. The fire casts a warm glow. You cast light on the subject. Yep. Maybe what this means is this. Maybe these two lines mean if cast is like cast light upon, to put forth. Maybe it's just saying using lantern light, using lantern light and using the information you have gained from sketches. Maybe that's what it means. Let me retry this. And the light of lanterns and the info from sketches. Oh my god, I can't spell or type today, apparently. Through lantern light in sketches cast. It's like two different prepositional phrases that sort of modify what's coming. A tent of truth to find our path. Now that could be blue. That could just be blue. Wait, hold up. Blue tint? I do think I have not considered this yet, but there's a thing in the game called blue tents, right? Like a tent of truth. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. I like... Oh, man. This is the part that fucking gets me. This is the part that is probably the meat. This is probably the meat and potatoes of this puzzle. And I just have struck out on it. But the reason I think it's the meat and potatoes is this. I just realized I'm doing, like, 10 things at once and doing all of them badly. I didn't even finish looking at the definitions of cast. I'll get back to that in a second. Let me think through this real quick. Here's one of the reasons I find this part so interesting. It has the pattern of it, right? A tent of truth to find our path. It has riddle. It is riddle speak. A blank to accomplish blank. A blank to accomplish blank. A blank to accomplish blank. It comes in a threes, which is a very satisfying riddle number. This is the riddle. The problem is it's fucking cloaked in all of this other stuff that I don't understand. So I think this is the part to focus on. Now, the question is... The other thing I was noticing is this. Find, then turn, then pass. Find is like... If you're finding your path, that's like just starting off on your path. Turning us right is to take, you know, one of the bends of the path. And then to pass the light, to have... passed to have finished. I don't know. Like it may even have the like 1, 2, 3 of it all, you know, like the cause and effect of it all. Anyways, let me just very quickly glance through the other definitions of cast because I have not actually finished doing a single thing that I have started today. To cast is to put forth. To cast is to place as if by throwing, aka cast doubt on their reliability. To deposit a ballot. To cast a vote. To throw off or throw away. To get rid of. To cast off. True. Cast off. To shed or molt. To cast feathers. None of these are in sketches cast is what I'm looking at. Or lies we cast. The lies we throw away. The lies we get rid of. The lies we deposit. The to bring forth. To throw on the ground, especially in wrestling. I've never heard that definition before. Well, actually, maybe in the Bible. Cast it upon the ground. I don't know. Cast him upon the ground. Anyways. To build by throwing up earth. You cast a mound. There are so many definitions of this word. Oh my god, there's so many. It goes on forever. To perform arithmetic operations on. To dispose or arrange into parts or into a suitable form. Oh my god. To assign the parts of a movie. Oh my god. To assign a part in a theater play. To give a shape to by pouring in liquid or plastic form into a mold. Yep. To cast. Yep. Okay. Oh, there's so many of them. Did you know that you can cast in stitching and knitting? Did you know that you... cast means to twist or warp? Oh no, there's so many. To cast means to transmit the sound and images of. I am casting right now. When you cast onto your TV, that's... Oh my god. It's broadcast live over the internet. Oh no. To throw something. Dialectical British. There's a definition in dialectical British, meaning to vomit. There are so many. I'm trying to just hit the main ones. Holy cow. Turn your eyes in a particular direction. Forecast? Oh, God. An overspread of a... This is interesting. An overspread of a color or modification of the appearance of a substance by a trace of some added hue, also known as shade. It is currently gray with a... Like, the thing we're looking at is gray with a greenish cast upon it. A greenish shade upon it. Shade, cast? I mean, that fits in. Hue? I don't think it's the right definition, but... I have to close this webpage because I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Okay. Wait. That's not... Hold up. The book's in a new clue. Where is my document? This one? None of these have... Okay, good. I was like, do we need to... How... Okay. If hue of wisdom, shade of rain, tint of truth are meant to tell us colors, then how can they possibly communicate colors? One place to look would be inside of... And this is a problem. We can't think about this too hard because it's a... This is a puzzle written by my mother and not by Lady Orave. But, like, inside of a new clue, there are these books, right? That have different colors. And they may... I was thinking maybe that would be a way. What are the names of the secret passage books? Halls of Holly, Gold Sink. Yeah, it's the same. Okay, so. Yeah. Market, drawback. The hue of wisdom. Have I read... Hue is such a weird word. Other than a hidden hue... Have I read the word hue at any point in time during this game? Oh boy. I can't decide to focus on the hue or the wisdom of it. The hue or the wisdom. The tint or the truth. A shade of rain is so fucking weird. A shade of rain. Rain's kind of blue, rain's kind of gray. What can rain possibly even mean? Like, what can rain be referencing in this game? Is it actual rain? Rain Wilson. Rain. The reign of King Desolates the Fourth. Rain. This is the one I should start with. Discord says this is the one I should start with. The only thing I can think of for hue is that it is in a hidden hue. Rain, hue, a tint of truth, a hue of wisdom. Okay, the other thing to think about is this. The only things we really know about Lady Orave. We should take a step back. Here's what we know about Lady Orave. Obsessed with numerical cores. That should feature into our understanding here. The Baroness of Mount Holly for her own hand. Numeric cores by the Third Era. I think we've my guess is that we have left numeric cores behind in order by the time we have gotten to this puzzle. But maybe I'm wrong. Where did I put the note from? Where did I save the letter from the vault? Oh boy. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. Speaking of trading hall, by the way. This is that moonshine thing. There's an upgrade disc right here. Uh-oh. We got to think about that another time. Did I already get the trading hall? Trading hall? Trading post? Well, we got to think about that. I simply cannot consider that right now, too. I have to think about something else right now. Inside of... Okay, where is the letter that Herbert says, I did not really... My brother spent a lifetime trying to understand my mom's puzzles and failed. Our mom's puzzles and failed. Where the fuck is that letter? It's not in here. I could have swore it would be in, like, vault. Like, under V. These are the unknown memos. Underground numeric core. It's not these, because this is the room 46. How can I not find this? Shelter, servants' quarters, schoolhouse. Sometimes the sheer quantity of the amount of shit that we have is the big problem. And if I was better... It's not the inheritance letter. It's not the freezer note. It's not these dovecote letters. I called it cryptograph. God damn it. Okay. My obsession with ciphers was renewed after my brother died. For among his journals, I found a curious square, a grid of words written in a hand I immediately recognized my mother's. This is the cryptograph. Okay. Accompanying this discovery were numerous pages containing traces of my brother's fruitless attempts over the years to decipher this grid. It was a bittersweet find. The excitement I felt was tempered by memories of the unique bond my mother and brother had always shared. I was the child with an interest in puzzles and wordplay, yet it was Simon to whom she bequeathed this cryptic gift. The context here is worth remembering, which is also very funny that I am a Simon now following in a past Simon's footsteps. I don't know that I had ever put that together before. So the context here is important, which is that this... Let me find it real quick. According to Herbert, this puzzle was left... as a cryptic gift to Simon. Let me see if I can find the spreadsheet again. The spreadsheet pops out the answer. Still water, tints, blank books. Tent. Tent of truth, still water, tent of truth, hidden hue of wisdom, shade of rain. So what I'm trying to say here is, if this was a gift to the old Simon, then the context around which the puzzle was written matters for the solving of the puzzle. With all respect to my late brother, it became clear after spending time poring over his notes he was not very suited to this challenge. Occasionally, he stumbled upon some promising ideas. None of them were thoroughly pursued. Where I will give him credit, however, is the extensive research he conducted, coming through a career's worth of our mother's notes and correspondence. This search culminated in the discovery of a letter my mother had written a local professor requesting additional material for use in the creation of a cryptograph. This meager clue was, according to his survey, the only shred of evidence in her belongings that mentioned this project. As for me, which is kind of an interesting thing to hear. This is the only shred of evidence in her belongings that mention this project. It kind of says like, hey, player, you don't need to go through her belongings. Don't search for more clues. There are none. This is all you have. As for me, I'm ashamed to admit that despite all my boasting, I have nothing to show for nearly 3 decades of effort. I'm no closer to solving this than I was in those early months of daily obsession. With each passing year, I fear my chances of reaching a satisfying conclusion to this adventure grow ever slimmer. Some might say this outcome is quite fitting, poetic justice for tormenting my readers for so many years with seemingly impossible bafflers. While I can relate to the frustrations, I wonder if we really need to obtain answers to all of life's questions. Must we always quench our thirst for knowledge? Why is it always water language? Quench my thirst, a shade of rain. Still water, tints, blank books. At my age, I often find myself looking back at the long path behind me. I think I am content to leave a few stones unturned. A life without some mystery is a life without imagination. I will lay down this burden and leave this stone. The winding path of intrigue, it proceeds. Winding path for future generations to explore. Still water, tints, blank books, which gets us to go to the library to get a hidden hue. And tinted rose vine. Tinted rose vine sends us here. Hidden hue is apparently not the thing I need to tackle right now. Okay, here's my next thought. Let's assume, because I can't, there's too many possibilities. And what I need to be doing is actually testing possibilities. Okay, how do I phrase this? What I need to do is not go from 0 to having the entire thing solved. What I need, and by the entire thing, I mean these 3 lines. These 6 lines. What I need to do is make some progress on some part of it. To do that, I think we ought to test things even if they are very fucking wrong. Very fucking wrong. I think attentive truth equaling blue has a decent chance of being correct because I am obsessed with the blue dot as a starting spot. However, debating whether or not that's right at this point does not matter. Let's assume it's correct and then test the other 2. The other thing I'm saying here is that I still just believe, because we have gotten some feedback from Vestibule, you are not on the correct path, or whatever it says. This was not the true path. Because we've gotten some feedback, I want to keep barking up that tree, despite the fact that I might be wrong in trying to bark up it. So here's my thought. Get me out of this so that I'm not accidentally clicking on shit. Here's my thought. Let's assume that these 6 lines, or 3 lines, depending on how you read them, are meant to tell us the true path. Let's assume that blue is the starting spot. True path 3.5, by the way. We'll start with that and see what happens. We're going to assume blue is correct. I believe it references 2 other colors. I am not actually sure that they are both colors, because a hue of wisdom to turn us right might be something else. If we started from blue, attentive truth to find our path, where would we go? I don't know. A hue of wisdom? When I think wisdom, we did this conversation already, I think purple. I don't know that that's correct. That's me with my world coming at it from a fucked up perspective. Iraja is the land of poetry, the land of etc. When I think of a shade of rain, I have no fucking idea. Here's one thing to think about, though. A shade of rain. I don't know what that means. It says a shade of rain to pass the light. This one is also described. The vestibule says light. That is the word inside of vestibule. So maybe it means to pass the light, like to get into here or to go past here. That's what it means by pass the light. Maybe. The problem is you have to have a shade of rain to get there. I don't know what a shade of rain is. Our options are orange, red, and purple. I liked purple already for the one before, a hue of wisdom. The thing about a hue of wisdom is it also says to turn us right. I don't know. A hue of wisdom to turn us right? You turn right at wisdom? You turn right at hue? And shadows past. I don't know really where to begin here. Like, if it is purple, how do you get from blue to purple? If a hue of wisdom is purple, how do you get from here to purple? I don't know. What color is fucking orange again? It's like, or what nation is orange? Is it Carrerica? I think so, right? Yeah, that's Carrerica. Carrerica is snowy. Oh boy. Oh boy. In the world of the game, what would Lady Orave believe to be these three things? It's Purple Rain, because Lady Orave was an enormous Prince fan. That's obviously what it is. I just have to say really quickly, I have to show you. Let me see if I can find it. I had a... I'm not going to be able to find it. I had a minor sexual awakening to some Prince art. Wait, I think I found it, actually. Holy shit. I loved Prince so much. I still love Prince. But I had a minor sexual awakening to the art on the outside of a Prince cassette as a young person, and I was like, whoa. As a mostly straight person, the mostly comes from everything other than Prince. Okay, anyways. I mean, between the three colors, maybe. Now I just am obsessed with the idea that Purple Rain is here. Purple Rain. Iraja is purple. Prince is purple. The poetry of purple. I don't know that it's not rainy in Iraja. It's rainy in like other nations. Why does it matter if it's nations? I don't know. Does it matter? Let's assume that purple is the last one, because I don't know what else to assume. But the goal here is just to get stuff on the board and try it, because if I stare at this goddamn Purple Rain, if I stare at this goddamn puzzle for any longer, I'm gonna lose my mind. If I stare at the puzzle for longer without trying something, I'm gonna lose my mind, is what I should say. A hue of wisdom. I don't know. It's got to be something that's not purple or blue, is my guess. Can I get to purple via a different color? Like, let's assume we go here. Oh, shit. Let me get on the right layer. Let's assume we go here. Maybe something like this, probably. You can go red. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Like this. I don't know that it's good, but you can do it. Should we do the thing where we should probably do the thing where we like try not to enter the room via If you're gonna transition colors, try to do it inside of a room, right? Is red wisdom? Red is like royalty, kind of, in this land. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I don't look at world leaders and think, now that's a wise person. Okay, let's try this. So this is our True Path 3.5. I'm going to label it blue to red to purple. Now, here's the question before we do anything else. I just kind of selected some stuff based on some old lines. We don't pass wisdom. We don't pass wisdom. We don't pass. Do we like turn right at the right moment? Attentive truth to find our path. We start at blue-ish. I don't know if it's true. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. To find our path. There's only one real place to go in terms of a room, and it's pantry, which I like. Then we're on red. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. We do go towards turn. We turn right into this hallway, but I don't know what right means in this thing. A shade of rain to pass the light. I don't know. We can try it, and let's just make sure really quickly that it's not. Oh my god, it's almost exactly. It's almost exactly True Path 3.0, which is interesting. I don't know that that's interesting, but it's something. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know that I have made any sense with a single thing that I have said in the last 56 minutes. It's hard to know. It's really hard to know how to do this. At least I have Prince looking at me from the other monitor. I should probably close that tab. I get distracted. Anyways, let's try True Path 3.5. We go to blue. We go into pantry. Go through cloister. I think it's possible. The other thing that I haven't really said yet is that it's possible I'm like, I'm not. Maybe the answer isn't just lanterns. Maybe the answer is like lanterns plus sketches. Like I just had that thing I was saying earlier about how I feel like, sorry, I'm trying to focus and also, I think we go right here, left. I feel like the first two lines of this could be using lanterns and using sketches. Okay, nothing. Try and solve this. And I'm only really using lanterns. You know what I'm saying? Hue wisdom does have R on it. Does that make sense? No. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. Wisdom R. A shade of rain. Where is rain at? Rain is... Oh, hold up. Is it the color of the room? That doesn't make sense because rain is a blue room. A shade of rain. The color of the word... The color of the room that rain is inside is breakfast nook, which is blue. A tint of truth. Truth is inside of... furnace, which is red. So we could employ this idea. Attentive truth would be red to find our path. The color of the word truth, or the room that truth is inside of. A hue of wisdom. Wisdom is also red. Fuck. Okay. And then rain's just blue. So that really doesn't work. really does not work. But one thing I like about that as an idea is this. Why are the rooms in this specific order? Like, why are they in this specific layout, I should say? So, ignoring all of this, ignoring that shit. In fact, I should probably make a group with all of the... Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a thing I should have done forever ago. These are the answers to... hold up, sorry, almost done. These right here are the answers to create group. New group from layers. These are the Mora Jai answers. If you turn them off, then they all disappear, except for this one, which should not be in there. Then we can make a group from the other things. Okay, so these are the posters or sketches, as the game calls them. Poster puzzles, as I call them. They get removed, except for the fact that I apparently don't have these all in the right spot. We're just getting organized. Organizing can't hurt, right? What did I just do? Where are they? Okay, hold up. I have too many things selected. Do I have all of the Morajai? I have lots of Morajai, but I accidentally also added these. Shit. Okay, did I solve it? Okay, good. That looks much better. So here's what I'm thinking. Why in the atelier does it have foundation, pool, passageway, etc.? Why does it have all that there? Why are these rooms in this specific place? I think one answer that I have successfully sort of elucidated already is that these specific rooms help you connect to... They help you connect to places, that's the wrong one, that otherwise would be hard to connect. But they come with extra information as well. These rooms are not merely passageways. They are also divided by color. Like, they have a color of their own. They have a contents of their own. They have a... Like, is a hue of wisdom blue because libraries are blue and libraries are where you get wisdom? I would say libraries are where you get knowledge. Is there a place to gather rain in this, like, is there anything having to do with rain? Solarium blocks out the rain. Conservatory, kind of similar. I don't exactly know what a conservatory is, if I'm being so honest with you. Cloister gets some rain. I think it's an open, it's like a courtyard. I think it's open above. Where is library where you get truth? If library is where you get truth, then where do you get wisdom? I think library is here, right? I think so. Library's there. Maybe rain here. I don't know. Wisdom is for the toilet, obviously. It's lavatory. Archives? Maybe one finds wisdom in the chapel. Through lantern light and sketches cast, a tint of truth to find our path. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. A shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light and shadows past. We seek what's left of the lies we cast. Is there a method that only uses these locations? You know what I'm saying? Like you only pass through these rooms. That'd be an interesting like thought experiment, right? Gallery is... Now this is an interesting thought experiment. Give me a new layer. True path 3. We've already got 3.5, so 3.69. We'll call this atelier floor plan. If we, because I'm obsessed, start blue, make our way over to gallery. It already is an ugly ass solution and I hate it. Gallery's orange on either side, the lanterns. So to get there, you cannot get there within orange. You have to get there some other way. The only way I could think of is like from pantry. What if these are the only rooms you can step into? It's a bad solution already because Solarium is a fucking one. Like what? It has one. It only has one door. You'd step in and you'd step back out. Okay, but then we have to get to kitchen. Then you go like here. Then corridor. It's actually a little interesting. How would you get to corridor? I mean, if you go this way, it's hard. If you go this way, it's very easy. Corridor and then music room. You could just pass through. From there, ballroom and foundation. I mean, it's easy. If you don't care, if there's no rules, it's easy. Which is why you just walk through the hallways and nothing else matters, right? Like you just pool the other one, pools the other one. I mean, the easiest way to connect is probably something related to this, but like... This feels unsatisfying, of course, right? That's not the end of the world if it feels unsatisfying. But it does mean I think the level of satisfying an answer is that you've come up with is a good test for is it the correct answer. Unfortunately, I think that's the truth. I think if a thing is more satisfying, then it is more likely to be the truth or to be the answer. I'm thinking. You could do that. Still need to get in here, so you could do this. I'm just trying to find ways that you can make this not look so terrible. This is completely ignoring lantern light and just trying to go through the rooms that are on here. And, trying to, like, not double up on the same path, you know, like that's why I erased this part, because you probably wouldn't want to double up on the same path, right? Is there a route? I don't know. Oh, man. This puzzle is going to kill me. This puzzle is going to kill me. And by kill me, I mean, it's going to frustrate me until I solve it. The thing I'm doing is not really related to this at all. That's the other part of it. Through lantern light in sketches cast. I tend to ignore, I think I've said this before, but I tend to ignore the last two lines of this poem because I think it's basically saying this is what you'll find. I think it's the sort of thing that will make a lot of sense once I have found the solution, because the solution will give me, when I solve this puzzle, ideally, however, whatever the puzzle looks like, however I solve it, I will be given something, and that new piece of information that I will be given, I believe, will say something along the lines of what's left of the lies we cast. I think it will give me some answer to what this means. So, the rest of it is what matters. Purple rain. I just can't. I do love that we got to Prince this episode, but we didn't get much anywhere else, did we? I want you to know that I may be silent, but I'm sitting here debating everything. I'm debating, like, do we need to... Which, by the way, I should probably test this method at some point, because... I think I should. Because if you're not testing something, you're just not trying. Like, you just gotta test things eventually. Even if they're very bad things. I want you to know, though, while I'm sitting here, I'm thinking through everything. Like, I'm sitting here being like, okay, so what if the mistake I made was moving it from... Okay, back up. I think it is very likely. I would say probably 95% likely that I just haven't solved the poem which is correct otherwise. Through lantern light and sketches cast a tint of truth to find our path. I think that's 95, 98% likely. But at this point, I'm considering, what if I incorrectly moved this into poem form? What if it's meant to be read differently, or read like, what if there's, and I can't come up with any good examples, but like, what if it's through lantern light in, like, you know, light in sketches, I don't know, like, what if it's to find our path, comma, a hue of wisdom? What if it is to turn us right, comma, a shade of rain? I don't know. I think that, so the, I'm going to start losing sleep. This is the problem. This right here is the problem. I think for me right now, it all boils down to this. I have to figure out these three things. My keyboard has this problem right now where it often accidentally, I'll hit the button once, but then it will trigger twice. Like I'll hit A. Now it's not doing it at all. There, it did it. It has this problem where I'll hit a button and then it'll accidentally trigger the thing twice. And I need to get that fixed. It's these three. It's these three. What are they? What are they? Tint of truth, a hue of wisdom, a shade of rain. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta try what I want to try, and then I need to probably... go. Maybe these are the rooms you can't go through. I don't know. Maybe they're the rooms you gotta go through. Maybe they're the rooms you can't go through, you know? Maybe you have to, like, go far right. I don't know. Let's test this weird little fucked up route. I want so badly to... I'm killing full... I want so badly just to get a foothold. If I could just get a foothold. If I could figure out one of them. Because here's the thing about puzzles like this. By the way, I know you all care very much. This shirt is blue in real life. It's not showing up particularly well on my camera because my camera's not particularly well color balanced. I don't know, maybe it looks blue to you. I swear to you it's blue in real life. I would not let our tradition fall. Primary colors. I'm gonna lose my mind. If I could just get, what is lady? What does Lady Orave mean by three primary colors? The primary colors are not red, orange, and purple. What does she mean? What does she freaking mean? If I could just get a single foothold in this puzzle, I think it would all come to me. And this is the beauty of puzzle making, is that the minute one of the threads that you pull begins to feel productive, the feedback loop, the minute something is right, this is why I thought once we got the lights to light up at the end of the house, once we got the lights to light up, I was like, oh my God, we're good. Because now shit, I just had a thought. Shit. Because once you get a little bit of feedback, you're like, okay, so this works. So the other stuff that I tried wasn't... the other stuff that I tried... I can't talk and do this at the same time. Okay, never mind. Anyways, what I was trying to say is the minute you get a foothold, it all starts to feel... You get feedback on what type of thing works, and that helps you narrow down what to try in the future. We're going to try my weird little path. I call it True Path 6.9, but it is... 3.69, but it is an incorrect path if ever I've seen one. It is a not true path if ever I've seen one. If this works, nobody will be as surprised as me. The only requirement for this quote-unquote true path is that the only rooms I set foot in are the rooms that Lady Orave put on the document in the atelier. I need to go straight to purple. Go up. Okay, there's music room. Go left. Here's corridor. Go back out. That's ugly. That's an ugly solution. Go inside the ballroom. Step back out. That's an ugly solution. Go inside a foundation. Go across. Go left, right. Oh, I'm so hungry. It's not even that I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself. I'm not frustrated with the game. I'm just so hungry for an answer. I'm so hungry. I'm sitting here staring at a monolith of... Okay, through pool. Yeah, okay. An enormous monolith. A huge puzzle. I'm staring at an alien artifact. A huge manufactured puzzle that I can't make heads or tails of. And I just want to know what it's for, how it works, what it's doing. We have 24 footsteps left. That path did not work. Suppressed to no one. What could be... I've asked this question a number of times, and I'm just going to keep asking it. What could Lady Orave have meant by... How would Lady Orave have signified what different colors mean? Countries? Are there any books that would have existed for her and also for me? Maybe numeric cores in some way? I don't know how. What references does she have that I would also have? That's sort of the puzzle I'm trying to think through right now. Countries. We've tried the countries, like, kind of to death, unfortunately. What is the... In terms of books, like... I don't know that any of these books would have been around for her. Curse of Blackbridge, maybe. Publishing date of, like, around 1912, 1913 is what we're looking at. Don't know when the book was published. This History of Arindia is way too late. Yep, 1979. She doesn't have Swinburne. She doesn't have Red Prince. She doesn't have New Clue. She doesn't have... I don't even know that she has the fixed stars, although maybe. 1809. So that's something. By Richard Witt, by Dick Witt. What did she have to reference that I also have to reference? I think it's got to be the artist formerly known as Prince. No, I'm just kidding. The Bible. Does the Bible exist in this world? I don't know. The Foreman logs are post. I think the Foreman logs are all post this time. 1916, 17. This is 15. That's the earliest one. It is Tomas Sinclair who... Why is it Tomas Sinclair who... Or Thomas Sinclair who once... No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was thinking for a second it would be Simon, but no. Simon's a baby. Simon's very young at that point, I think. Or maybe not born. I don't know when they were born. It doesn't say, right? No. What does... So many things are on the table in this game, but so many things are off the table for Baroness Lady or for Lady Orave. Chess isn't involved here, you know? As far as I know. I don't think so. Like, chess is not. Realm Sigils, I don't know when that book was published, and I should look because I did not talk about that. Realm and Rune is... When is that published? 1905. So there is something here. Professor R. Willard. Which is not the same person, right? Like, that'd be crazy if it was. Is it the same person? We don't know. Wait. What professor? Wait. A local professor. So, it's not... I mean, the kind of person who studies realm sigils might be the kind of person who also studies numeric cores. Is it this simple? Is it just related to this shit? Q, truth, wisdom. We need to get to the bottom of these. Sorry, truth, wisdom, and rain is what we need to get to the bottom of. I will say 3 vertical lines pouring down. Why does it say pouring? Why is it italicized? 3 lines is the Baron's Crest. So that's interesting. 3 lines. Rainy, Baron Crest. Is there anything else going on with the Baron's Crest? Am I cooking or am I absolutely off my rocker here? Probably the latter. The one on the left is the Baron's Crest. At least as far as I'm familiar. My understanding. Wisdom and truth. You'd think truth would be academic, which is also 3 lines, actually, now that you look at it. I'd call wisdom spiritual or poetic, right? Truth would be... I feel like I did this, right? So Vera is spiritual. Vera is also... pink, so that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, just let me just cook through this for a second. What I'm looking for next is whatever's poetic, which should be a Raja. Okay, Iraja. 3 lines for rain is the problem. So is it purple something purple? Wait. Rain's purple. Wisdom's also purple. No, sorry. Hold up. Truth in this situation is academic, which is one of the other nations. I don't remember. It's this one. It's Carrerica. So that could be like orange. Let me write this down somewhere, because at this point I've been playing the game for too long and I need to just sit. I need to step away, but I'm not, because I am stubborn to a fault. So hold up. In the type of solution that I'm trying to do, a tent of truth. Truth would be probably the academic nation, which I was just looking at was Carrerica, with studying, which is orange, right? Orange, okay. You start with orange. Then you go to a hue of wisdom. You could call wisdom poetic. You could call it spiritual. If it is spiritual, it is... the problem is that it is... so if it's poetic, it is Iraja, which is purple. Just double check that. Violet, yep, purple. Which she does call violet, which is good, because that's exactly what it says on the list of colors document inside of the atelier. If it is this one, you have a problem, which is that this color equals like pink, which is not a color that we have. So I don't think it can really be this one. Then you have rain. Are multiple nations rainy? Maybe that's part of the problem. Also, climate change affects these things. Maybe a nation used to be rainy and it no longer is. Rain is 3 lines down. So it is Iraja, which is purple again. So orange, purple, purple. Is there a second nation that is also purple? That is also rainy, I should say? I don't think so. So here's what I would say about that. We're back to this shit, which I don't like that I am doing. I don't like that I'm doing... I feel like I've exhausted the like countries option for determining what these things are, and yet here I am trying it again. That said, since I am trying it, I would say orange for truth, somewhat confident. Purple for hue of wisdom, not very confident. Purple for rain, pretty confident. So the good news about that is this. If we make a new layer... Ooh, I'm such a fool, and I know that I know that true path 3 point. Fuck it, we'll just call it 4.0. We're gonna call it purple, orange, orange. Nope, I did that backwards. Orange, purple, purple. The middle purple is very questionable. I like that it ends in purple because you can go here, which I really like. So there's that. If it begins with orange, you can either, I just noticed this earlier. This is what I was staring at the screen at 20 minutes ago and was very confused about. You can do this, which we did for the other orange route. You can also do this. You technically have not set foot in under a different lantern. You can then go straight forward and all of a sudden you're here. So here's what I would like to do. I would like to see if I can go orange, purple, purple in a way that gets us, in a way that works, aka a connected path, and maybe in a way that like that is satisfying is the word I'm looking for. That's all. The purple line goes here. Those are all of the purples in the game. So we could dash over, then go purple all the way. Feels like something. I don't know. Have we tried orange red? Sorry. Have we tried orange red purple? Let me look at some stuff real quick. Have we tried orange red purple? Because that's kind of what maybe what I need to be doing is just trying to think. I don't know what I need to be doing. At this point, I'm so far out from what I need to be doing that I really have no idea. This was purple, orange, red. Let me take a deep breath and try and explain what I'm thinking through. Okay. This puzzle comes in 3 parts. I don't know what they're referencing, but it sounds like it's saying 1 color, 2 color, 3 color. The more I look at those, the more I think it is to find our path, start on 1 color. To pass the light, end on a 3rd color. And then there's the middle part, which is just a different color. So to me, that really suggests go from 1 color to a 2nd to a 3rd. Maybe there are other things on top of that. Maybe you need to go to the room that says right. Maybe you need to go, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's probably just a 3-color solution. I've tried a bunch of things and I want to see, and so the solution I just tried when I came up with like the countries is orange, purple, purple. I'm guessing one of those purples has to be wrong, and I'm guessing the second one is the one that's wrong because I don't really feel confident that I have narrowed down what wisdom means. I have tried blue, red, purple. I don't know that I have tried orange, red, purple. So let's look back at our true paths 1 through 16 and see if any of them just went orange, red, purple. That's what I'm trying to study right now. Let's do that. Okay, so oh my god, there's actually so many paths. This one went blue, red, so that's different. This one went blue, red, blue. If they start with blue, that doesn't count. This is just the yellow. Okay, this is purple. This is purple. Maybe I should have just started. This starts with blue, so that's probably not right. I'm setting aside starting with blue. Anything that starts with blue in my eyes right now is incorrect. Maybe I should have just started this way. I should have just said, we have 3 colors. How can we combine them? Let's do orange, red, and purple in every iteration. This one is very weird. That's the one that we just tried, in fact. Okay, we're going to call this orange, purple, red, purple, because I don't exactly know what we're doing here. It might be orange, red, purple. Let's do this. Let's do... That's purple. So we probably ought to end on, in some way, shape, or form, something along this. Red goes here. So I guess the question is kind of, how do you want to, do you want to just go here? Do you want to just go boom, boom? That's kind of a weird, it's kind of a weird method. I don't hate it. It's just a kind of weird method. Like this right here is orange, red, purple, and it only changes color inside of rooms. Which, does that matter? I have no fucking idea. We could try it, right? What's the harm? I don't know that we can try it this run because we have no steps left, but let's try. Let's see. The good news is this route really does not take you into that many rooms, so it might be doable with not very many footsteps. God, I would, if you're still watching this far into the episode, I am so thankful, and I'm also so sorry. Here's the thing that's insane about playing a game like this for other people, like on a recording, is that I have no idea if I'm an inch off or if I'm on the other side of the globe. And at many times today, I have felt like I am at the other side of the globe. A couple times I've been like, I'm probably pretty close. But even during those times, it's as likely that I was actually on the other side of the globe. All right, let's try this. We're doing orange. Shit, this was the wrong... Okay, this way. Perfect. Okay, down to 15 footsteps. The good news is I'm in this hallway for a long time. Go left. Go over 1. Up 1.5. This is the switch from red to purple. Go through Dan purple. Up half. Left 1. Up half. Through. $11 footsteps. So we're gonna make it. God, it'd be cool if one of these worked. Okay, let me rename this one as to be orange, red, purple. It didn't work. That was orange, red, purple. It's possible there's a different orange, red, purple. Like I didn't necessarily like this. You only get like 2 oranges, which doesn't feel right to me. It's probably it'd be neat if you could go like Up and over. And then find a way to stay on red. But I don't know how to do that. And I could just do this, but like... That doesn't change direction inside of a room. I don't know. Let me delete that because that didn't actually... Guys, this feels like maybe the most lost I've ever been. And I have to face down the very real possibility that nothing I said in the last hour and 45 minutes was at all headed in the right direction or in any way approximate to the actual solution. And that's enough. The good news is that I don't know, because if I did know, I'd go crazy. No, if I what I mean by that is like, if at the end of this episode I was like, wow, nothing I did was at all, it was all useless rambling, it would make me very sad. But instead, I don't know the answer, and so I get to keep wondering, and the wonder is what gives us hope. The wondering is what gives us hope. That's going to do it for this episode. Like I said, thank you, and I'm sorry. Oh, thank you so much to Discord. Here, when our Blessing of the Monk runs out in 2 days, I will probably try to track down a upgrade disc, because I think that would be very interesting. Until then, you can probably expect more of the same. I'll see you guys in another episode very soon. Until then, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, I forgot to hit call it a day. Every time. Bye. See ya.